Earlier I asked, who doesn't love a trip to Scottsdale? Well, who doesn't love a trip to Vegas? Kansas City hoping it's a February trip to Las Vegas this season because they just got to look at those lights. 31-17, a win here in the division. Now, they spotted Vegas 14 points. It was 14-0 early in this game following a long Josh Jacobs run. Going to outscore their opponent 31-3 the rest of the way. Isaiah Pacheco touching paint twice. And if you look right there, maybe an answer emerging outside. Rashee Rice, 8 for 107. Melanie Collins catching up with good-time Patty Mahomes postgame.
Well, Patrick, congratulations on the win. And it was a slow start in this one for you guys. You were down 14 points, but something shifted in the second quarter offensively. What changed for you guys?
Our guys just started winning, man. At the end of the day, it's not always going to be pretty. It's about how guys fight. And even though we were down 14-0, the guys kept fighting, and stuff started going our way. So I was proud of those guys. But we got to keep getting better if we want to get to where we want to go.
You told us the message all week was about attention to detail and accountability. How did you see that come through today in your team, especially with those young receivers?
Yeah, it was better, obviously. I mean, we put up points against a good defense that plays us tough every single time, but we're going to continue to work at it. Like I said, we want to go to high places, and we have to keep getting better every week if we want to get there.
Patrick, you've had the Raiders number lately, but how did this rivalry live up to the hype today?
I love it. I really do. I was glad that Max got out there. I want him to get healthy. We'll play him on Christmas, but this is a true rivalry, and this is rivalry week in college football, so I'm glad we got to play him this week.
Congratulations on the win.
Yeah, thank you.
Musso alongside Bryant McFadden as the Chiefs tack another win onto the record, and it comes off of a heartbreaking loss not long ago in prime time against the Eagles. A lot can be revealed in how a team responds, and yes, championship pedigree in Kansas City, that we know, but the way they respond off that loss and then spotting 14 points to have rallied from that point tells you what about this team?
This team is battle-tested, and they finally surfaced to the old Kansas City Chiefs. Offensively, right? Defensively, once again, another outstanding productive day, only surrendered 17 points. But the talk of the town in regards to the Kansas City Chiefs has been what? The offense. What is going on? The inability to do what? Score in the second halves. That has been an issue for them. And guess what? They found their rhythm. They found their bounce in today's matchup. As you mentioned, they spotted the Raiders 14 points, and they reeled them in like a fish on a hook and just continue to surpass them based on putting points on the scoreboard. This is what we expect to see from Money Pat Mahomes, right? And I think when you look at what we saw today in regards to the explosive nature offensively they put forth on display was somebody else catching passes outside of Travis Kelce. As you mentioned, Rashee Rice, he led them in receiving yards today. And we don't expect to see that happen week in and week out, but if they can find a Robin to the Batman, who is Travis Kelce, that would do wonders for their offense. Because if you're telling me in regards to playing against playoff caliber teams and only doing it with 87 in regards to in the passing game, you're not going to have a lot of success. But you have to have somebody else show up and show up big time. And guess what? Rice was his name, and he didn't even need any gravy.
Oh, I saw it coming. I saw it coming. He started smiling. That's why I love him. B-Mac, you mentioned the defense. I want to go there, but first, let's go to the complement to defense, that being the run game. Isaiah Pacheco, it seems like when he gets it going, everything else in this offense gets easier. Sees the end zone twice. I mean, this is a physical runner. This is not a guy you want to meet one-on-one in the hole. What does he do for this offense? He's been one of the lone constants as they've gone through these struggles.
For him to be an undersized running back, he provides toughness. He provides energy. He provides juice. And I don't know if he was a part of a frat at Rutgers, but the way he stumps the yard anytime he has the football, we see it, and it gets us going as fans. So imagine what it does to the offensive lineman. And imagine what it does to the guys watching him on the sideline. That gets them going and gets them fired up as well, because when he gets the football, you feel his footprints. You feel his steps. And this is a guy I love when they incorporate him in the running game, because you talk about what he means to their offense. He is the juice. He is the energizer bunny for their team. And when he's involved, good things usually happen, especially in the red zone. And I love his dancing, by the way. He always gives us something to really watch out for anytime he gets in the end zone, because he got some sweet feet along with some heavy feet, the way he be stumping when he's running the football.
Might have been a little stanky leg today, something to the effect. Let's talk about the defense here. This Chiefs defense, through 11 games, they have not allowed an opponent north of 25 yards. That's the first time any defense has done that league-wide since 2013. It's impressive, and it's almost lulling us to sleep at times to watch what they're doing defensively. what is the definitive point to this defense? What do they hang their hat on at the end of the day when you try and define who the Chiefs are defensively?
Well, I think the foundation for their defense is the guys on the front, led by Chris Jones, Stone Cold Jones. And when he is going and doing positive things, everything else follows. It's almost like having one domino fall and the entire clan falls. And that's what we're seeing today, and that's what we saw today, and that's what we've been watching the entire year. And I think when we saw the Raiders, jump out early, especially a long run by Josh Jacobs, I was really intrigued to see exactly what type of adjustments this team would make, because usually we see good fast starts from the Chiefs defense. For such a long time, I don't recall them just surrendering so many positive yards to an offense early in the half of play, but they did that today. But then you talk about Spags and his staff making adjustments, and they just kind of just wiped out the Raiders for the entire half coming up. So I like the adjustments, but it starts with the foundation, which is the guys on the front, because when they're rolling, the guys in the second level and third level, they can do their job as well. But number 95, they did a great job in finding a way to make him feel more happy with his contract situation, because he's the most important player on their defense, clearly, and I think he's the second most important player on their team behind Money Pat Mahomes.
Hard to recall a rebuttal like this because it doesn't happen a whole lot where they are chasing 14 points. A 14-point comeback, the third largest of Patrick Mahomes' career, and it comes to pass here on Sunday.
Yeah.
All right, it helps the big man as well. Big Red, now a record holder. Most wins all time for that franchise by a head coach. Andy Reid, who has been such a mainstay in this league, whether it be in green or red. He's got the big machine rolling right now. $125 and a new pace car when it comes to all-time wins in KC. Straight ahead, we got plenty more coming, including highlights and reaction from the Browns and the Broncos. It's all orange, baby, and it's next on CBS Sports HQ.